In Paris, Rei Kawakubo delivered another thought-provoking chapter for Comme des Garçons with her Fall-Winter 2026 to 2027 collection. As so often with Kawakubo's work, the show unfolded less like a conventional fashion presentation and more like a philosophical proposition, one that used form, texture, and color to raise questions rather than provide easy answers. The presentation began with a sequence of 16 looks in black. Though brief, the opening section carried remarkable density. Each garment appeared as a sculptural construction, layered with technical complexity and visual tension. The silhouettes were vast and architectural, enveloping the models' bodies in shapes so broad that they occasionally had to sidestep one another while crossing the narrow runway. Then came an unexpected interruption. After a moment of silence, 6 additional looks emerged from backstage, echoes of earlier silhouettes, but rendered in an intensely sweet shade of pink. The sudden shift in color felt almost startling against the darkness that had defined the show. These pastel variations moved across the runway in quick succession, creating a fleeting interlude before disappearing once again. The contrast was particularly intriguing given the designer's own statement for the season. Kawakubo described black as the ultimate color for creation, one that embodies rebellion and carries the symbolic weight of the universe and the black hole. For long-time observers of the brand, however, the pink moment resonated with a familiar strategy, introducing a flash of unexpected color to intensify the surrounding darkness. In structural terms, the collection developed a different dialogue from the previous season's brutalist aesthetic. Where earlier silhouettes emphasized bold, sweeping forms, this lineup explored how intricate detailing could be embedded within those monumental shapes. Shirring, ruching, layered panels, and occasional bursts of tulle animated the surfaces of the garments. Delicate trails of embroidery wound across otherwise opaque structures, introducing subtle movement and texture. Despite their complexity, the pieces remained deliberately abstract. Padded curves positioned at the chest, shoulders, or hips suggested multiple interpretations depending on the viewer's perspective. Some forms evoked architectural fragments or sculptural ceramics. Others hinted at organic shapes that seemed to emerge spontaneously from the fabric. The final look, animated with trembling fringes that quivered with every step, carried a particularly ambiguous beauty. The cascading strands could evoke anything from underwater creatures drifting in currents to meteor trails streaking through space. Such ambiguity lies at the heart of Kawakubo's creative philosophy. The garments function as catalysts for imagination rather than fixed statements. In the end, the Fall-Winter 2026 to 2027 collection reaffirmed the enduring spirit of experimentation that defines Comme des Garçons. By working within the stark language of black and briefly disrupting it with a burst of pink, Kawakubo once again demonstrated how fashion can operate as a medium of inquiry. The runway became a space not only for clothing but for contemplation, where every silhouette seemed to ask more questions than it answered.